What is going on YouTube, Fesify Media? Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for all the latest UK gaming updates and story videos. And today we're going to do pot of paper on the story. You guys have been enjoying these episodes. If you haven't seen the last one, go look at it. It's D-Block Europe. Let's just get into this one. I've wanted to make this for ages. Shouts out to Pot of Paper, one of the realest rappers. Had a little break off the scene by going inside, but he's come back and took it by absolute storm. A lot of features coming soon, but let's just get into the video. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's try and get this to 1,000 likes, and there'll be another episode this Friday on the story. As always, we start with the intro and facts to get a better insight into the person we're talking about. Pot of Paper's real name is Jamel, been around Barking, Essex, very well known in that area. Essex can be mistaken. Like I say all the time, there's good parts and bad parts of every area, and you grew up in the rough parts. His mother's Irish, but he's got an Algerian descent as well through his dad. It's safe to say he's grew up quite poor. He's talked about and referenced in tracks, sleeping on people's couches at times, and that's why I can relate to him so much. This guy really comes from the struggle. And one thing I will say about Pot of Paper, it's a case of mistaken identity. A lot of people will look at Pot of Paper and you don't know how about he is. He don't have the correct image at times. Obviously he looks a lot more badass, you could say, or more intimidating since he's come out of jail with a bald hair and everything like that. Back in the day he didn't come across intimidating, but it just goes to show you can mistake people. Don't always judge a book by its cover. On the interview on a platform called Noisy, we've done a little documentary talking about rappers and their upbringing and all sorts of things. He said that his name Pot of Paper come because he was like a Mowgli when he was younger. Never used to cut his hair, anything. He was like a Mowgli. He didn't say anything about paper, but paper might just reference money because this guy has got a very, very good love for money. He's even had the fattest chains at times just before he went in jail last time. The MOD chains, Music on Demand. These chains were some of the craziest chains I've ever seen in my life. He was getting drove around in Porsches. He didn't even have a driving license. He says he can drive, but he actually don't have his license. He's lost it. I'm not sure if he's back on the road yet, but that was the story of that. Next up, let's just have a little talk on his music rise and how he got to where he is today. So guys, as for Pot of Paper's music rise, early on it'd be a lot of freestyles he was well known for. Like his Rap Attack is on 4.1 million views and is a classic on Grime Blog. Shouts out to them, that was a sick platform. Then he had a Behind Bars on Link Up TV's most iconic and most viewed track till today. It's on 4.3 million views. A lot of quotables in there to go through and just an absolute iconic piece of work. If you guys ain't seen it, go and watch that. That's literally the early Pot of Paper. A lot of you might see his new stuff and not know how sick he was back then, and it transcends, like it's still relevant, all the stuff he's talking about today and he was talking about it back then. So next up he had the Black Box as well, that got 2.6 million. Then he started to put out more tracks and stuff with the Training Day features and stuff, and he dropped TBH, I think it was To Be Honest / Cocky was the song, and that got 2.6 million views as well. Then he had a Fire in a Booth, got 2.1 million views. His Fire in a Booth was good and I think is really underrated, only on 2 mil. A lot of guys have got way more views, and Potter's on that level. We all know he's the best with the freestyles. It should have got a lot more. He had My Generation on Link Up TV, which got 2 million. He had Real Life on Grime Daily, got 1.5 million. Better Place, which is a project SBTV did. He done it for Essex, where people talk about where they're from. Some of his later work just before he got locked up, he had like Toy Story on 1.4 million views. Bando on a platform he was creating called Music on Demand, got 1.3 million views. And of course he had that Mad About Bars as well, which was on 1.6 million. Before I get on to the next part of this video, guys, let me just talk about Pot of Paper. Before we get into his case and why he was locked up even, let's just talk about his style. This guy is very relatable and shows. A lot of rappers wear a mask nowadays, but you can be yourself no matter what you look like or your image or how you present yourself. When you really come for it, when you're authentic, that authenticity will show no matter what. He has a deep relatable style and is stuck to his guns, and when certain things are trending, don't change his style. Him and Nines are very known for sticking to what they're doing. There was a quote on Instagram the other day that said, shouts out to Potter and Nines, they haven't changed their style despite a drill and certain genres taking over. So guys, in March of 2018, Potter was actually sentenced to 5 years inside for running a county lines operation of where they were supplying Class A's all around the area. Him and his friend both got a lot of time, 5 years, but he would serve only half of it. To be honest with you, the fact that he pleaded guilty to his charges probably got him a lot less time because it's a serious charge, and we know how much time people are getting nowadays. Like I said, he only did half. He sees his friend in there, Mover, as well, and Potter said in a recent interview with Tim Westwood, this is how loyal this guy is, that he would do his time again just to spend time with Mover if they was in the same cell again. He really is a loyal person, and that hit me hard. It's crazy. Potter had really been in and out of the system and been inside before, but probably was the hardest time he's actually spent inside because now he's a somebody. He's got Sank on the outside going on, which is his music, and he's in there. It was a setback he had for 2 years, and he would make one of the biggest comebacks we've seen.
I got free the mind. Shout my nigga AB, or the rascal. You get me? Though the old years in my old company, probably might angry, your cup of tea and whole birds for my bros, and I know that they probably want a whole one for me. But I was selling crap when niggas used to turn 1 to 3. I was stepping on their flaps, you can hold one for free. Kicking in the door, fly the stairs, cut the tree. Back then, it was me, Zeno, and Little Lee. Before Jason was a snake, before they killed Little Reese. I was always up to something, never gave my damn peace. I was the sort of kid that I teach and can't teach. Now I'm just the sort of man that you really can't speak. So I'm jailized, jogging, that's hella bank seats. And I'm on to the up, so that's hella shanty. Hey. And if I see them, I wouldn't wanna be them. That's an AMG, like that nigga Gambi. I'm sitting in my soul and I'm just getting angry. I'm dying for my daughter and I miss my family. I never got a V when I was up in Ramby. In my court, so I like a little 1p. I got 5.5 for the city, young G.
And guys, Potter had one of the biggest comebacks we've seen in a long time, and I'm surprised the numbers he got straight away and what a return he had.
What Aki, you know? Nah, Aki!
Potter would waste no time and get straight to work, and the music will be next level. The 2020 Vision freestyle was literally it can't be topped. That's his greatest freestyle of all time. So many quotables on there, like when you bang it stays with you, like when your dad slaps your mom. That was crazy, that hit hard, but there's just too many to even name. But that's done really good numbers. 3.7 mil, only been out in a couple of months, and soon will probably be his most viewed piece of work. From his old freestyles in 2014 to 2020, he still has that witty wordplay, like from knee eye trapping in my Levi's brat till I got my money tall like Fesify. That's just such a perfect word for word rhyming, sick rhyme scheme. This guy's always been creative and witty and ain't changed for no one. He then released a Daily Duppy as well, which got 1.6 million. Feel Feed Free and PMW in the same video, that's on 1.8 million views. He's released Training Day 3, it's got Round Here, Silence, Purpose, and that's a really good project. Make sure you guys cop that, it's literally not long been released. And Potter Payper's future's looking bright with many features coming soon. He's been seen in photos with Meeks Manny, who's killing it right now. He's been seen in photos with Digga D as well. That's literally probably the 2 hottest rappers right now from London and Manchester. If he gets them collabs, that'll be crazy for him. And of course, he linked up with M Huncho, who gave him that shout on the track saying smoking pots of green, listening to Potter Payper. That will also be a crazy feature. But guys, thank you for watching this video. This is another episode of The Story. Comment who you want to see next as always. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell. That will notify you when I make a video. Let's try and get this to 1,000 likes. And if it hits 1,000 likes on this episode, I'll drop another one on Friday. Peace out.